Hello, I'm Robert Donovan. This is Tradecraft eLearning Solutions at tradecraftsolutions.com. Welcome back to our full-on First Linux course. In this screencast, I'm going to walk you through and introduce you a little bit to the fallback mode in Fedora 15 under GNOME3. I refer to GNOME as GNOME because it stands for GNU Network Object Model Environment, and anything by GNU I pronounce the G by name. Anyway, in GNOME3, if your graphics card cannot handle the GNOME3 shell, it will default to this mode you see here. It's fallback mode. When you see it, you will see it. It looks a little bit different. It will have the panel on the top here, like so, and that is how it comes out of the box. There are a couple of other things you'll notice here that may look different. The clock is not where in the middle as it normally is out of the box, and you've got a few icons up here where normally you wouldn't have them. And you'll also see that there are you've got your Gnome2-like or GNOME2-like icons on the desktop. So how do we get to this place? And I can right-click on the background or the desktop and change my background. And I got my traditional workspace switcher down here that I can tweak by right-clicking on it and clicking on Preferences, as you see there. So similar to the Gnome2 Fedora 13 video that we did not too long ago, but in Fedora 15 there's a couple of things that are not available out of the box anymore, and I'm going to show you a few of those things right now. First off, to get the Properties menu to come up in the panel, you have to hit the Alt key and then right-click, and I'm going to take the panel and move it down to the bottom, like so. And in order to get all of these things, like if you wanted to hold Alt and add to panel, you get all these widgets and applets that you can add to the panel. Those are now separate shell extensions. To get these, you have to open up a terminal, and in the terminal you have to become root, and you have to you have to become root and not fat finger the keys and the password, and you have to install, use yum install, and spell that right as well, that helps. Install the GNOME, just do GNOME shell extension and an asterisk. If you do, there are some things that are listed as GNOME shell extension and some as GNOME shell extensions. If you put the asterisk in there, it will pretty much get them all, and I've installed pretty much all that there are there. So there they are, and once you do that, you will have all of these, and you will have the ability to do things like add stuff to your panel, but you have to hold the Alt key down now to get this functionality. The other thing you'll want to do to get these icons back on the desktop, you need to use something called the Dconf editor, which has a graphical front end called the Genome Tweak tool. And the Genome Tweak tool is another thing that you can do with yum and in my system it's already installed, so it's saying so. But the GNOME Tweak tool there has if you don't need to be root to run this, so let's exit out of this. And if you run it, then it's a command line tool, and once you run it, you get this little fella here, and all of this stuff you're seeing here, like the trash icon and the network servers icon and the home icon and the computer icon, are all being turned on by these switches. And this is all made possible by having the file manager handle the desktop. If you turn that off, all of a sudden right-clicking the background doesn't do anything for you anymore. If you do, it comes back on, and now you've got that functionality back. You also can turn these back on as well, like that. I left the fonts alone. For the interface, the icon theme I chose to change to Oxygen. The default is Adwaita, and I left it for the GTK and cursor themes. Under the shell, that refers to the GNOME3 shell, but one thing you will notice in GNOME3 is you don't have your minimize and maximize buttons. In order to get them, under arrangement of buttons on the title bar, the default is close only. I choose all, and that gets these back for you. And these are the actions if you're running a laptop on what to do when you're running on batteries or AC when you shut the lid. Shell extensions don't show up here in fallback mode because, well, we're not running the shell, so they don't care. And under Windows, you can pick your current theme, and you can also choose the action on the double bar, on the title bar, double click, and in some cases this has an effect, in other cases it does not. That has none. If you go to shade, doesn't do anything there either. It does work in the GNOME shell, it doesn't work here. So this is an example of the kind of thing that you lose in Fedora 15 that there really isn't any way to get back. If you like shading ability in the Windows, I happen to like that, and it's not available in fallback mode, it seems. This is the mouse focus or the window focus mode. In click, you have to click in the window to make it the active window. In mouse, all you have to do is run your mouse by it, and that will make it the active window. In sloppy, it seems to be a kind of a cross between the two. I'm not sure. Well, actually it looks like mouse. They don't have one called neat and orderly. I'm just going to stick with click, and that gets you all of your desktop stuff that you might be familiar with back. And one thing to remember on the panels in GNOME3, and remember this may look like GNOME2, but it's still GNOME3. You have to hold the Alt key down to do anything here. And the other thing about the panels is if you want to put something on the panel, like an icon, or in the Fedora 13 GNOME2 video, we showed you about if you go to Office and you right-click on one of these, it'll give you the option, a menu that will add the launcher to the panel. That does not work anymore in GNOME3. The only way to get one of these onto the panel is to drag it to the drag it to the desktop. So you left click on it, drag it to the desktop, put it on the desktop, and then drag it onto the panel like that. You can also do the trick with the if you want to get your home folder down there, if you grab the home button and pull it down as well, you can put it down there as two. I'm going to go ahead and get this off the desktop. This is not something I'm very enamored of, but that's the way you have to do it now. It's a bit of functionality, yet another bit of functionality that you've lost in GNOME. And you can also, if you hold the Alt key down, right-click on an icon once you put it on the panel and either remove it or move it. But you have spacing on the panel that is different, and it is not the same. You don't have you can't just put it any old place. You've got to go according to where the spacing is, which I don't quite understand myself, but there you have it. Those are the options for the panels, and that's pretty much your introduction to the fallback mode in GNOME3. I hope you found this video informative, and I thank you for watching. This is TradeCraftSolutions.com.